And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, live from White House Field. It is great to be back home in such a glamorous ballpark. It is the Harwich Mariners play host to the YD Red Sox on Red Shirt Friday, as the Mariners went on a two-game road trip and fell both times, unfortunately, as the YD Red Sox come on, losing one and tying in another. So that's their form as of lately. But I'm alongside my partner host, Austin Rooney and Thomas Enzarella. And Austin, we got an interesting pitching matchup tonight, don't we?
That's right. So Xavier Curry will be taking the mound for the Harwich Mariners. He's out of Georgia Tech. And Xavier Curry had flashes this year. He pitched okay at some points in the year, but at other times you'd see flashes of greatness. One of those flashes was versus was a game earlier this season when he had a two-hit shutout versus Wake Forest. It was outstanding. All nine innings pitched, complete game shutout, again, just allowing two hits. And then he went through a bit of a spell where he didn't pitch quite as well, but he came up big later on in the season in his final game of the year versus Pittsburgh, where he pitched 7 innings, allowed just 3 hits, 2 earned runs, although Georgia Tech ended up falling in that game. And for the YD Red Sox is Carl Kaufman, and Kaufman pitched very well towards the end of the year. He allowed just 13 hits in his last 25 innings pitched, so we'll have to see how Kaufman does tonight against the Harwich Mariners.
And he'll be going up against his former teammate, Luke Waddell, back at Georgia Tech. So we'll see how those two face off. And speaking of a lineup, Harwich switching up a little bit tonight. Can you tell us more about that, Austin?
That's right. So for the Harwich Mariners, Chris Galland is at the top of the order for Harwich tonight. So that's in place of Zach Watson. Watson was the leadoff man last night. Galland was in the 9 spot. But tonight we see Galland in the 1 spot. And then also Ben Norman is batting second for the Harwich Mariners tonight. Norman 3 for 7 so far in his time in the Cape. He's played very well, swung the bat very well, so it's not a surprise to see him moving up the lineup.
Yeah, no, talk about some of the hotter guys on this team. Ben Norman has to be in that conversation, in line with Tanner Morris and Ajay Lipsius. Just has one less game under his belt, but he is performing pretty well for the Mariners so far. So that'll do it for the pregame show. First pitch coming up very soon, so stay tuned.
I'm good.
And we welcome you back inside White House Field as we're almost set here as the national anthem has been sung. And first pitch is almost underway between the Harwich Mariners and the YD Red Sox. On the mound tonight is the Georgia Tech right-hander Xavier Curry making his first start in the Cape League.
That's right. This past season at Georgia Tech, we mentioned some of his outstanding starts in the pregame show where he had a fantastic outing versus Wake Forest. But he also has a very, very solid whip. That's walks plus hits per innings pitched. If you're below 1.2, you're doing well. Xavier Curry had a 1.1 whip at Georgia Tech this past season, a 4.18 ERA, which is okay, but the whip is very good from Xavier Curry.
As he'll try to go through the YD Red Sox lineup. Leading off is the center fielder Zach Ashford. In the 2 holes, Quinn Cotton playing right. And in the 3 holes, the first baseman, Charlie Concannon. Batting fourth is the designated hitter, Andrew Doshback. Catcher, Matthew Dyer, batting 5th. And left field is Micah Prees, batting 6th. Batting 7th is the third baseman, Nick Quintana. Short is Luke Waddell. And running out the bottom is Taylor Young playing second base.
And around the diamond for the Harwich Mariners in left field is Ben Norman. In center field is Chris Gallen. Right field is Gabe Rivera. At third base is Nate Eichhoff. At shortstop, Cam Thompson. At second base is Danny Casals. First base is Andre Lipsius. Behind the plate is Brad Debo. And on the mound for the Harwich Mariners is Xavier Curry.
And just like that, we're underway as the leadoff man, Zach Ashford, steps in the left side. The center fielder from Fresno State. So the Bulldog faces against the Yellow Jacket. And the first pitch misses high and outside for ball 1. So we're underway from White House Field. And it's Red Shirt Friday inside the ballpark. So Harwich wearing their red jerseys with camo hats as the 1-0 is fouled off to the left side.
It's been a tradition on the Cape for quite some time to honor the military with the camo hats and the red jerseys.
YD wearing their road white uniforms, all white. As gets in here for the 1-1. Curry fires in a fastball just high. So Ashford heading out 2-1. Ashford batting .462 on the season, went 1 for 5 yesterday with 2 runs and a stolen base. And the 5-4 road loss to Orleans. His fastball catches the inner half as Ashford backs away and brushes off the plate, but it's in there for a strike too.
Xavier Curry, most recently he threw 92 miles per hour. That was back in high school. We'll give you more updates as the game progresses about his velocity.
Pitch from Curry. Bounces in the dirt and actually hit him. So Ashford will take his base. So leadoff man on here for the Red Sox. As the catcher, Debo, will go talk to him for a second, exchange some words, and head back towards the plate. So 1 man on here with no out in the top half of the first inning. Quinn Cotton, the right fielder, steps in the right side towards the back end of the box. So he taps home plate twice and ready to face off against Curry. So man off at first. Man going up pitch high. Debo throw down to second is in time.
Oh, and a tremendous play or throw by Brad Debo, throwing that ball down to second. It was not even close. Ashford was out by a mile at second base. Great catch and throw from Debo from behind the plate.
It helps a lot when Curry throws a fastball high above the letters. So 1-0 to Cotton and no man out as that is slashed over towards first. Nice play by Lipsius. He'll stop in the bag himself. So quickly 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. That is 3 unassisted in the scorebook. So YD put down an order so far with 2 men away. For those of you just joining us, Xavier Murray on the mound tonight for the Banners as when they top half the first inning, 2 away for Charlie Concan, excuse me. First pitch is fouled away.
And the pitching for the Mariners in the first 3 games of the season has been quite strong, whether you look at Garrett Stallings, Ricky DeVito, or Jack Dreyer last night. Each of them has had good stuff, at least for the first few innings. The offenses of the opposing teams has been able to get to them later on. We'll have to see how Curry adjusts to that.
as the 0-1 curveball falls in the inside half. So Concannon finds himself in the hole now, 0-2. Bat on his shoulder for Concannon in the back of his batter's box. Is it Curry from the full windup? The 0-2 swung on and miss as Concannon goes down on strike. So 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners, and that will do it for the first half of the first inning. So we'll be right back as you're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back inside the broadcast booth inside White House Field as we are about to begin things in the bottom half of the first inning, as it is Carl Kaufman on the mound for the YD Red Sox. And the Mariners batting tonight, Chris Gallen playing center, leading off. Ben Norman batting second in left field. Tanner Morris in the 3-hole playing DH. And the cleanup spot is Andre Lipsius, the power-hitting first baseman. Nate Eichhoff, the third baseman, batting fifth. Denny Casals in the 6-hole. Gabe Rivera batting seventh in right field. Brad Debo doing the work behind the plate, batting eighth. And Cam Thompson playing short, riding out the bottom.
In the bottom of the first inning, the center fielder from Boston College, number 4, Chris Gallant.
So Chris Gallen steps in the right side now as the Mariners scored a run in the first inning yesterday, and they look to do so the same and jump out early against the Red Sox. So the righty-righty matchup now is first pitch almost hits Gallen, but he'll back away, and he's ahead now 1-0. Pitch from Kaufman, swung on and missed by Gallen. There's a fastball near half, got him there, so count evens at 1-1.
And last night, Chris Gallen had one hit. He had a double back in the top of the fifth inning.
As the 1-1 is chopped behind home plate, so count moves to 1-2. So Kaufman on the mound tonight, the sophomore right-handed pitcher from Michigan. Pitched in 2017, last summer for YD. Went 4 starts in 9 games, 1-1 with a .26 ERA as the curveball's in the dirt. So evens now at 2-2. So the payoff pitch is chopped in front of home plate. Scooped up by Dyer. He'll throw to first quickly, and Gallen is retired. So they pick up an out here on the leadoff man, Gallen. So brings up now the left fielder, Ben Norman, out of Iowa. He's had quite a good start to the season, batting .429. Went 1 for 4 in yesterday's loss in Hyannis.
And Norman originally was at the bottom of the order, was in the 7 and 8 spot, but he's moved all the way up to the 2 spot after a couple of good games.
As the first pitch is chopped over towards second. Picked up by Young on 2 hops and throw over to first. And Norman goes down on the first pitch. So quick 2 outs here for Kaufman and the Red Sox. As Engler tries to switch up the lineup card again, as you said before, Norman batting second tonight.
Number 10, the designated hitter from the University of Virginia.
Batted 6th yesterday. So stepping in is the Cavalier, Tanner Morris, the designated hitter tonight. the left side. So the righty-lefty matchup misses at the bottom of the zone for ball one. The 1-0 from Kaufman is waved at by Morris. A little off-speed action there as Kaufman throws a majority of sinker slider. Arsenal, according to him, about 90% of his pitches are those two, as fastball goes all the way back to the screen below the knees. So Morris finds himself ahead now, 2-1.
Tanner Morris is a hitter who's very patient at the plate, had more walks than strikeouts this past year.
As a sinker just misses on the outer half. So 3-1 now. As a sinker ball pitcher, you expect to see a lot of ground balls, but if anything up in the zone, it could leave the yard if you make any mistakes. The 3-1 to Morris. That is grounded over towards short to Waddell. Waddell throws over to first, across the diamond for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of first as well. Nothing score between the Harwich Mariners and the YD Red Sox. We'll be right back with some action as you're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back to White House Field. So a scoreless first inning for both sides as the top of the second is about to begin. Xavier Curry back on the hill, facing off against the cleanup man Andrew Doshback as first pitch fastball is in there for a strike one. Doshback, the designator tonight, making his Cape League debut. Curry gets a sign from the windup. And the pitch over the top curveball just misses low and away. And Curry has in his motion one of those kind of stutter steps and kind of slows down in the middle of his motion. We've seen it from a couple guys in the major leagues today. Clayton Kershaw probably the best example as he pauses as the 1-1 is in there at the knees for strike two.
And it all comes down to preference for these pitchers, what works best for them in their situation. And if it works best for Curry, he's going to use it.
You can also throw the hitter's timing off as well, as the 1-2 from Curry just missed low and away. Is good spot for that fastball, low and away.
And you mentioned the fastball. Curry's fastball tonight has been between 90 and 93.
Got some good velocity on that. The 2-2. Fastball up in the zone. He got him. As he climbs the ladder on Doshback and he goes down swinging. So he picks up his second strikeout tonight, right where he left off last inning, striking out Concannon.
You mentioned the strikeouts. You say 2 and 4 hitters. He was quite a big strikeout pitcher at Georgia Tech as well. He had 101 strikeouts in 92 and 2/3 innings.
So up for the Red Sox is Matthew Dyer. The catcher went 1 for 3 yesterday with an RBI and 2 walks in the last runs. He shows bunt as charging in lately is Eichhoff. Dyer, the sophomore out of Arizona, did not play this year actually. So he transferred from Oregon. Curveball misses low and away. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. So Curry set now as the 1-1. Fastball at the knees again for strike 2. But Dyer and his stats at Oregon at his freshman year batted .268 with 17 runs batted, including 8 doubles and 3 triples. As the 1-2 is in the dirt and swung on and missed as Debo holds on. So back-to-back strikeouts here for Curry. Make that 3 in a row now, dating back to last half inning. As there are 2 away now in the top half of the second. Still a scoreless game, 0-0. Curry looking sharp on the mound so far. That is Micah Prees, the left fielder from the left side. He swings at the first pitch, but is fouled out towards the first base side. So the 0-1 to Prees is fouled off back behind home plate, so he's in the hole now, 0-2.
Prees is from a Division II school, Point Loma Nazarene University.
Went 0 for 3 with a run in yesterday's defeat. As a curveball is hammered towards the right center gap, and that'll drop in for a base hit. As he'll round first, and he'll stay there. As is quickly recovered by Rivera, and he'll throw back in. So, a 2-out single here for Prees.
Number 33.
And it is Nick Quintana wearing number 33 tonight for the Red Sox. The third baseman will step in now from the right side, trying to extend this inning against Curry. As a throw over to first, but back in time is Prees, as Curry will try to keep him close over there.
Prees had 13 stolen bases this past year at Point Loma.
As a fastball misses high and outside for ball 1 to Quintana. Quintana batting .167 this year, OBP of .286.
Back in Arizona, though, he had a fantastic season. 14 home runs, an OPS over 1,000, and a batting average over 300.
As Curry throws over the end, a check on Prees. Prees extending his lead once more. The 1-0 is fouled off by Debo.
Quintana also played for YD last season. He had 6 home runs, batted just 200, though. He's a guy that's going to strike out a lot. He's also going to hit a lot of power, hit for a lot of power.
So reads aside from Debo, the 1-1. Off-speed just misses off the plate. So Quintana's now ahead 2-1.
And you're starting to see a lot more of these types of players in Major League Baseball, guys who are walk, strikeout, home run guys.
As Curry checks on Prees yet again. Seems to be picking him on over there and trying to keep him close as Prees again stands one more step. As the 2-1 is fouled off towards the YD side. Evens up now at 2-2. Sun beginning to set here in Harwich. A couple shadows now out in left field. It's been quite a strange day in Harwich. It started out cold and rainy this morning. As the 2-2 just misses as Debo and Curry ready to run off towards the dugout, but the home plate umpire, Joe Caracco, says not so fast. As it is now even now at 3-2. Looks to be a good fastball there at the knees. Quintana got caught looking a little bit, but he'll step back in now for as he's running on 3-2. That is lined off the end of the bat and caught in the air by Casals. So that'll do it for here in the top half of the second inning. as they strand one at first, and still 0-0 game. So you're listening to Manners Baseball on the Harwich Manners Radio Network. And we welcome you back inside White House Field for the latter half of the second inning. It is still a 0-0 game as Carl Kaufman retakes the mound for the YD Red Sox. Xavier Curley so far holding the Red Sox in check, has retired 6 of the first 7 hitters. And it is the first baseman, Andre Lipsius, stepping back into the right side from Tennessee. That's a righty-righty fastball is in there for a strike one.
And Lipsius had a great game yesterday, was 2 for 3 with a walk. Had a couple of singles, came around to score a run as well.
So far having a good summer as from the windup goes Kaufman. Check swing by Lipsius. And yes, he did, says the first base umpire, Doug Isham, excuse me.
Umpires around the diamond, Joe Caraco behind home plate. Doug Isham at first. And the third base umpire is Sam Finn.
So the 0-2 is hammered out towards the foul territory and right. The 0-2 from Kaufman is cut on and missed in the dirt, and he'll do his duties now towards first as Lipsius is gone down on strikes for out number 1.
And in Lipsius' 2 for 3 day yesterday, and I mentioned he was on base 3 times in total. He did strike out. That strikeout was in the first, so possibly not a sign of things to come later on in the game for Lipsius.
As Kaufman picks up his first strikeout of the evening, and stepping in is the left-hander now, Nate Eichhoff, the third baseman, one of the other Cavaliers on this team. So he checks that one, but it's in the dirt, so ball 1. Eichhoff still searching for his first Cape League hit this year. 0 for 6 so far. The 1-0 from Kaufman just misses outside, so Eichhoff ahead now 2-0. The 2-0 from Kaufman. Two-seamer misses low and away now, so 3-0 to Eichhoff. Still searching for their first base runner today are the Mariners. 4 in a row so far retired. The 3-0 to Eichhoff. Misses for ball 4, so Eichhoff will take his trot down to first as a leadoff walk, or one-out walk.
Number 18, the second baseman from the University of Maine, Danny Casals.
So Danny Casals stepping in now, the right side, the second baseman, and of the University of Maine. Open stance as he taps home plate. His first pitch is cut on and missed for strike 1. Seemed to be an off-speed pitch there by Kaufman. As Eichhoff leads off of first for the Mariners.
And Kaufman is throwing 89 to 90 tonight.
As it gets sent out for the 0-1 to Casals. as he moved out of the way, but it came back in. So on the inner half for strike 2. Going to be that slider that Kaufman throws. Kaufman an all Big Ten 13 selection at Michigan. As Gonzalez gets ready for the 0-2. Fastball just off the plate, awfully close to take, but understands the strike zone enough to lay off that one. Gonzalez 2 for 6 this year with 2 doubles, actually, both his hits have come from, as he swings and a miss at a ball in the dirt, so he'll go out on strikes for out number 2. The second strikeout of this half inning by Kaufman.
Number 11, the right fielder from the University of Miami, Gabe Rivera.
As it is Gabe Rivera now, ranked number 11 tonight. The right fielder out of Miami.
Rivera hitting .500 on the Cape so far, 4 for 8.
Having a good summer so far as a fastball misses inside for ball 1. Rivera representing his Hurricanes with the orange and green batting gloves. One of 2 Hurricanes on this Mariners roster, including Ray Gill. She met third base a couple times this year, as that is fouled off towards the first base side.
Gabe Rivera has been as high as the 3 and 4 spots earlier this season, but Coach Engler told me after the game last night that he's still trying to figure out who's going to be where in the lineup. So Rivera down to the 7th spot tonight.
Rivera went 3 for 4 with a run in the home opener win against Orleans, as he'll swing at that one, but couldn't quite catch up to it. So count goes to 1-2 now. Rivera chokes on the bat now a little bit, as he couldn't catch with the fastball last time. So he'll have to protect now with 2 strikes down and with 2 win the inning. Still nothing score here in the bottom half of the second inning from White House Field. As he gets set, misses at the bottom of the zone, so evens now at 2-2. Eichhoff off at first. Kaufman trying to get out of this inning without allowing a run so far. The 2-2 pitch. That is fouled off at the plate as a clipped Dyer on the way. So Rivera stays alive here as he protects with 2 strikes on him. Good crowd on hand tonight after bracing the what seemed to be a 50-degree weather that was here earlier. Reached about 65 a couple of hours before first pitch. As the 2-2 Rivera is swung on and missed up in the zone, and down on strikes goes Rivera. So Kaufman retires all 3 hitters with a strikeout, as that'll do it for here in the bottom half of the second inning, as you listen to Mariners baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back to White House Field for inning number 3 now. Xavier Curley back on the bump as he takes his 3rd inning of work. So far, 28 pitches through 2 innings. On to go with 3 strikeouts and only 1 hit yielded by Curry. As leading off is the 8-hitter Luke Waddell, the shortstop. Back from left side, Curry ready to go here. His first pitch is grounded right back up to it. Gets past him though. Casals fields it. Throw on a first off the back foot. Is it not in time? Says the first base umpire. Awfully close there at first.
It looked to me initially like he got him, but it was a very, very close play. But Doug Isham, the first base umpire, says the throw was not in time.
As it got past Curry pretty quickly as he reached his glove out. So Casals was playing up the middle a little bit and had to throw off almost his back foot a little bit as he regained his balance a little bit. Move a couple steps over to his right. So anyhow, it is Taylor Young, the second baseman.
An interesting note on Taylor Young. You talk about guys who don't strike out a lot, and Taylor Young is one of them. He had just 17 strikeouts and 139 at-bats. More impressive than that, 43 walks compared to just 17 strikeouts, and that is absolutely fantastic. 43 walks compared to the 17 strikeouts.
As a throw over to first gets away from Lipsius. And rounding second out, going towards third. Lipsius' throw to third will be just a little to the left. So a first to third movement from Waddell. As the Red Sox can now take the lead with a single or anything to the outfield deep enough to score Waddell.
And the infield's playing back, so a ground ball, and at least to the middle infielders, will probably get the job done for YD as well.
So Waddell trying to pick up his 3rd RBI of the season as the curveball misses low and away for ball 1. Young went 0 for 3 with a run in yesterday's affair as count goes to 2-1 now. As Debo will call for some time to go out to talk to his right-hander. It's about half the infield right now, as I said before, shadows coming in, so about half the infield is yielded from trees beyond as the 2-1 fastball is on the other half for a strike 2. So it could play some effect in the outfield, however. Some players have some shades on, as Tanner Morris on the top of his head, he has some on. So the 2-2 is swung on and missed. So down on strikes goes Young as he falls victim to another strikeout. Make that 4 now on the evening for Curry.
We mentioned the fastball just so overpowering at 93 miles per hour. When that ball is up and out of the zone, it's so hard for those hitters to catch up to it.
So back to the top of the order now is Zach Ashford. He was hit by a pitch and then got caught stealing back in the first. That's chopped over to Morris. He'll field it on a hop. They're on to first for out number 2. However, a run does score as Waddell comes around. So the righty Red Sox now take a 1-0 lead over the Harwich Mariners as Ashford picks up the RBI.
Number 27, the right fielder from Grand Canyon, Quinn Cotton.
As the first pitch is cut on and missed by Quinn Cotton out of Grand Canyon University. His teammate Jake Wan, who played for Orleans last year, was just drafted in the 2nd round. Private University out in Arizona is grounded over to Lipsius. He'll field it, run over towards first for out number 3. So the Red Sox pick up a run off the throwing error from Curry, and that'll do things here for the bottom half, or the top half of the 3rd inning, excuse me, as you listen to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back inside the broadcast booth as things about set to get in the bottom half of the third inning as Brad Debo, the catcher from NC State, will head towards the plate as he makes some room in the left-hander's batter's box and is set now to face off Carl Kaufman. Mariners still haven't recorded a hit yet as first pitch sliders in there for strike one.
One Mariner reached base. That was Nate Eichhoff via the walk.
As slider misses on the outer half now, so count evens at 1-1. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for YD as Harwich 0 runs on 0 hits with 1 error. Reads the scoreboard out in right as the 1-1 slider misses again, so Debo heading out 2-0. Coach Englund has quite a few nicknames. They also come through the season as Debo's nickname is Tank, as he reads on the scorecard.
Well, that was actually a nickname from last year, too. So Brad Debo last season was nicknamed Tank and went by Tank the entire season. The first time I saw his name on the scorecard this year, it was not listed as Tank, though.
So after a fastball miss downstairs, a sinker now bounces in. So count is full now at 3-2.
But today it was listed as Tank, so quick adjustment from game 1 to game 2.
So the payoff pitch is downstairs in the dirt, so Debo works off a leadoff walk here for the Mariners.
And while Kaufman hasn't allowed a hit, his strikes to balls ratio has not been fantastic. Just 17 strikes to 16 balls. We've seen in past games pitchers who have really done a nice job pounding the strike zone with 3-to-1 ratios, or sometimes even higher in terms of strikes to balls.
So is Cam Thompson, the shortstop out of Kansas State. He's about to played almost everywhere so far. Played second base a couple times. As he'll take a fastball in the other half for strike one. Carl Kaufman, actually the pitcher from Michigan, battled a collapsed young pneumonia as a freshman, but it's still end of the year with a 2.03 ERA in 13 1/3 inning pitch. So he's shown he's a fighter as the 0-1 is fouled off towards the screen behind home plate.
Thompson 2 for 7 on the season, or in these 2 games on the Cape so far.
So no man down here in the bottom half of the third inning. The 0-2 misses outside, almost in those batter's box. So Thompson takes ball 1. Debo off of first. Thompson at the plate here. Here in a 1-0 ball game. Red Sox struck in the top half of the third. As the 1-2 to Thompson. This is again away, so evens up now at 2-2. Austin steps out for a second, steps back in now. Tips his helmet towards Kaufman. The 2-2 is chopped over towards the first base line as foul as Concannon will pick it up and throw it over towards the Y&D dugout as a new ball is thrown out to Kaufman. So they'll do it again here at 2-2. Kaufman from the stretch gets his sign. He deals. The 2-2 is grounded over right at the second baseman. Flip over to short. On to first is in time. So the double play is a 4-6-3 as the ball was hit right at Young on the ground. So rather easy, even though Thompson does run well. So quickly there are 2 outs now in the bottom half of the third inning as the top of the order now rolls back up as Chris Gallen, the center fielder from Boston College.
You mentioned in the last play, it was a tailor-made double play ball right to Young, a really nice flip over to Waddell, and a perfect throw on to first. No way for Thompson to beat out that double play ball.
As Gallen goes swing at the first pitch and fouls it off towards the screen. Gallen 0 for 1 tonight. As he chopped one just in front of home plate earlier. As Kaufman gets ready for the 0-1. As chopped over towards third, moving towards his left is Quintana. Quintana the run. And he gets the speedy Gallen. So down go the Mariners in the bottom half of the third inning. Kaufman working some success here against this Mariners roster as they lead 1-0 after 3. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
Welcome back to White House Field in the top half of the fourth inning. The Harwich Mariners trail the YD Red Sox 1-0. Xavier Curry back out to the mound for his 4th inning of work. And leading off for the YD Red Sox is Charlie Concannon. Concannon 3 for 10 on the Cape so far.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for the Red Sox, the first baseman from St.
As he digs into the left-hander's batter's box. Concannon went down looking in the top half of the first inning. As he taps home plate twice. First pitch from Curry. Misses just a little bit low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Curry has had pretty good control. 3 innings of work, 25 strikes, just 13 balls as the 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled away. Base path is empty, no outs, top of the 4th inning. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. A fastball up and out of the zone, and Concannon was swinging for the fences. But he swung just under it. Now the 1-2 offering. Swung on and a high pop-up down the third base line and out of play. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curry from the windup. The 1-2 pitch is cut on and fouled off behind home plate, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And they'll do it again. The 1-2 offering in the dirt, bounce before home plate. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Seems like that one might have slipped out of the hand of Curry. Maybe an off-speed pitch got away from him. Only 14 balls thrown by Curry so far. 29 strikes.
Ooh, and the 2-2 pitch comes up and in and hits Kincannon on the right arm. Appears to be just fine as he jogs over to first base.
The second hits batsman tonight. As Zach Ashford was the leadoff man of the game, and he got hit in a 2-2 count, but then was thrown out stealing. So
while Curry has done a nice job generally with his control, he's let a few balls get away from him. The 2 batters hit by pitches, and then the ball that bounced before home plate. And the first pitch to Andrew Doshbach. In there for strike 1, count 0-1. Kincannon on first, no outs, top of the 4th inning. YD Red Sox lead the Harwich Mariners 1-0. The 0-1 offering as Doshbach squares around a bunt. He pops it up, and a nice play by Curry coming in to make the catch. As Kincannon forced to head back to the bag immediately. So 1 away now in the top half of the 4th inning. And Matthew Dyer digs into the right-hander's batter's box.
Arizona, Matthew Dyer.
First pitch of Dyer is in the dirt. As Debo blocks it nicely. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Dyer came into tonight's game hitting .500. Although he struck out in the top of the 2nd inning. 1-0 pitch. Swung on a miss, count 1 ball and 1 strike. Cannon leads off first. Dyer at the plate, 1 out. The 1-1 pitch misses outside. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning, the YD Red Sox on top of the Harwich Mariners, 1-0. The 2-1 offering misses low in the dirt. Count 3 balls and 1 strike.
Debo doing a good job behind home plate. Keeping the man on first. Couple tough balls in the dirt that he has blocked so far.
Dyer waves his bat in a circular motion. Kincannon off first. 3-1 offering. This is low for ball 4, and now runners on first and second for the YD Red Sox with just 1 out. The first walk issued by Curry tonight.
22, the left fielder from Point Loma Nazarene, Micah Priest.
And Micah Priest, we mentioned, out of the Division II school, Point Loma Nazarene. Had 11 home runs there this past season, and singled his first time out as the first pitch is fouled back to the screen. Count no balls and 1 strike.
Gave it a lot of people in the broadcast booth the old lay. That happened to us down in Wareham with the L screen up there. There's a line drive from left hand that came right at us.
0-1 pitch clips the inside corner. Count no balls and 2 strikes. That was awfully scary. I thought the ball was headed right for you more than me.
Well, I'm on the hands team, so I would have been ready for it.
Probably came 2 feet away from hitting you with the netting. Has a little bit of give. The 0-2 offering to Prees, swung on, and a high pop-up down the third base line. Giving chase is Eichhoff over towards the bullpen, makes the catch. Fantastic play by Eichhoff, heading over the pitcher's mound in the bullpen to make the out. Catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 away in the top half of the 4th inning.
We've seen Eichhoff make similar grabs just like that. Ball trailing away with the left-handed hitter at the plate, and he's somehow still able to make the catch. I was going towards the bullpen area. That's when it gets a little more difficult as you get a different change of ground over there with the gravel, and then if you're going towards the pitcher's mound where he was going, you had to go over it. So tough grab by Eichhoff, makes it look easy.
First pitch to Quintana, misses outside. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning as YD leads the Harwich Mariners 1-0. The 1-0 delivery to Quintana, swung on. High fly ball into right field. Rivera moves back a couple of steps and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So YD threatens but leaves 2 on base at the end of 3.5. It's the Mariners 0 and the Red Sox 1. Back in the bottom half of the 4th inning as Ben Norman, the second hitter in the Harwich Mariners order, kicks around some dirt in the left-hander's batter's box. Kaufman, the pitcher for the YD Red Sox, has pitched quite well so far, 41 pitches in 3 innings of work. Still not allowed the Mariners' first hit of the game. First pitch to Norman. It's a called strike on the outer half of the plate. Count, no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and chopped foul down the first base line. Count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Taking a look around the league, the Highness Harbor Hawks up 4-1 over the Kettleers. And they bottom out the 8th inning. Orleans down 3-0 to Bourne, and they bottom the 6th. And Falmouth up against Wareham 3-2 in the top of the 6th. With Brewster Chatham about to go underway.
The 0-2 delivery misses high in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Norman. Quite a late start for Chatham this evening.
Yeah, not sure what's going on over there. Usually 7 o'clock start time, but
the 1-2 offering. Cut on a foul tip and caught by the glove of Dyer. So Norman goes down on strikes. And 1 away in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
Number 10, the designated hitter from the University of Virginia, Tanner Morris.
Tanner Morris, 4th hitter in the lineup. Steps into the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch misses low for ball 1, and Tanner Morris brings up tonight's trivia question. And Thomas, tonight's trivia question is in relation to Tanner Morris because Tanner Morris has a higher batting average than he does in on-base percentage. As the 1-0 pitch is swung on and chopped over to first base, Concannon can't field it. It gets right by him. There'll be an error on Concannon as Tanner Morris reaches first base. Now, this will not change his on-base percentage, actually. Errors do not help your on-base percentage. They go down, actually, as an out. But tonight's question regarding on-base percentage is how does Tanner Morris have a higher batting average than he does in on-base percentage? So, Thomas, you have an answer.
I knew the answer beforehand, and thanks for bringing it to my attention of why. That actually, I didn't know he had a higher OBP, but it's because he had a sac fly back in Game 1 against Orleans. So it's very rare to see it, but you can always see it early on for some hitters.
The first pitch is swung on and missed by Andre Lipsius. That is correct. So a sac fly is the only play in which it counts as an out on your on-base percentage, but does not count as an out towards your batting average. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and lined up the middle for a base hit. Runners on first and second now for the Mariners with just 1 away.
Yeah, that was a sharp line drive. We see some hard-hit balls by Lipsius this year, and Kaufman had to get out of the way quickly there. I mean, he moved his head a little bit as that was rang right past his ear.
Number 25, the third baseman from the University of Virginia, Nate Eichhoff.
And Nate Eichhoff, the 5-hitter in the Harwich Mariners order, digs into the left-hander's batter's box. Eichhoff still without a hit on the Cape, but he has 3 walks. So he's found himself on base a few times. First pitch misses outside from Kaufman.
And this right here with runners on first and second, when you're down 1 run, is what we've seen the Mariners do before. They've got guys on. They just need to find some way. Need someone to step up and deliver a timely hit.
It's also important if Eichhoff can at least advance the base runners. Ball in the dirt. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Temporarily got away from Dyer, but did a nice job recovering and getting to it, which forces 2 base runners, Tanner Morris and Andre Lipsius, to stay put at their bases.
Yeah, Morris might not have seen that one going to the dirt, take a good read from second, but I think being a little cautious today after Mariners have run into multiple outs the past 3 games on the base pass.
2-0 pitch misses low to Eichhoff, and the count now 3 balls and no strikes. Eichhoff looking now for his 4th walk of the season. Mariners trail the YD Red Sox 1-0. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1 out. Runners on first and second. The 3-0 pitch from Kaufman. Ooh, clips the inside part of the plate. I think Eichhoff was looking for ball 4. The count, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Danny Casals. The 3-1 pitch misses outside, and now Eichhoff does have a walk. Bases are loaded with just 1 out, and the Harwich Mariners have a chance to tie this game and take the lead.
That's a big walk there by Eichhoff. As Dyer will go and talk out to Kaufman here as bases are loaded. Nowhere to put him. As that error at first
Number 18,
by Konkin
second baseman
may
from the
come back and haunt him.
University of Maine, Danny Casals.
Danny Casals steps into the right-hander's batter's box. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Casals has power. Hit 14 home runs for the University of Maine. First pitch is swung on and missed. A fastball up and out of the zone.
And Casals' 2 hits on the year have both been doubles. 2 for 6 on the year.
He had 49 RBIs at Maine. Also the OPS over 1,000, which is exceptional. As the 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, nicely blocked by Dyer. Count 1 ball and 1 strike to Danny Casals.
Yeah, we've seen a wild pitch give the Mariners a go-ahead lead, so could happen again here.
Well, Casals steps back into the right-hander's batter's box. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning. Mariners trail the Red Sox 1-0. The 1-1 pitch. Misses low, count 2 balls and 1 strike. And Kaufman continues to struggle with his control. He's had 3 walks already in this game, 2 of which were issued to Nate Eichhoff. But he's behind in the count to Danny Casals. Kaufman gets a sign from Dyer. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, a line drive over towards short. They'll play it to third for the first out, but they'll score the run, so it's an RBI for Danny Casals. And the Harwich Mariners tie the game at 1-1.
Not a bad job there by Casals. I mean, that's not the best case, but able to drive in the run. It was a tough little play for Luke Waddell. Only play was the third to Quintana, so I think Coach Engler will be happy with that.
I think Waddell may have had a play at first, but he made the best play, which was over to third, because that would get the lead runner. Wouldn't have had a shot at home.
It would have been a tough play to throw across his body, too. It was sharply hit in the third shortstop hole.
And Gabe Rivera steps into the right-hander's batter's box and swings and misses at an off-speed pitch low and out of the zone. Count 0-1. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch misses low. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mariners and Red Sox are knotted up at 1-1 in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Eichhoff leads off of second. Casals off of first. 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch. Big wave and a miss on a pitch low and out of the zone. The count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The University of Miami product, Gabe Rivera. Kaufman, the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. As Rivera goes down on strikes on an off-speed pitch in the dirt. But the Mariners come back and tie the game at 1 after 4 innings of play. It's a 1-1 game. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back to the top half of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Harwich Mariners is Kyle Murphy. Murphy in his first appearance on Cape Cod. As the first pitch misses low and outside to Nick Quintana. Count 1 ball and no strikes. And the 1-0 offering is swung on and popped up behind home plate. Debo gives chase, but it goes out of play, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike.
So Curry's evening is done. 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, no earned, and 4 strikeouts with a walk.
The 1-1 pitch clips the inside corner, count 1 and 2. It was a very good start for Xavier Curry. And now the 1-2 delivery swung on, a high fly ball to center field. Galland has nowhere to move, makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Number 4, the second baseman from Louisiana Tech.
And now to the 9-hitter, Taylor Young.
As in a way, Waddy's uniforms tonight actually almost look like Bourne's do. Kind of dry fitty.
First pitch misses inside, count 1 ball and no strikes.
It's almost when every time I almost keep saying the YD team, it almost want to say Bourne in a way because the American flag on the back.
1-0 pitch in the dirt, count 2 balls and no strikes. Now the 2-0 delivery from Murphy misses upstairs and outside. Count 3 balls and no strikes. Now the 3-0 misses in the dirt and gets away from Debo for a walk. So Taylor Young draws a walk, something he is known so well for. He had 43 of them at LSU this past season. His walks outnumbering his strikeouts by more than a 2-to-1 ratio. Back to the top of the order for the YD Red Sox as Zach Ashford stands in the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch misses low and it gets by Brad Debo, which will allow Young to advance to pass ball against Brad Debo.
Ashford got the lone run so far for the Red Sox with an RBI. So we grounded out to short back in the 3rd inning. Only 2 hits so far for the Red Sox. Only 1 for the Mariners. We've seen a lot of these games so far this year. Not a lot of offense. Great pitching, which I'm kind of a pitching guru, so I love to see these types of games.
A 1-0 offering. This is inside for Murphy in the count 2 balls and no strikes. Ashford steps out of the batter's box, gets a practice swing, and steps back in. 1 out. Top of the 5th inning, a 1-1 game. The 2-0 pitch misses inside, count 3 balls and no strikes.
So score is final. Kentuit Hyannis beats Kentuit 4-1 at Lowell Park. Fun, actually kind of cool to see Peter Gammons and Jeff Bagwell there for Kentuit for the home opener.
The 3-0 pitch misses low for ball 4. And Zach Ashford has himself aboard with the walk.
Peter Gammons, of course, just inducted into the Cape League Hall of Fame. I was kind of surprised he wasn't inducted already. I mean, such an impact on the Cape League. And Jeff Bagwell, of course.
Coach Englert now trots out to the mound. Has a bit of a pep in his step as he heads out there and has a meeting with the entire infield. Runners on first and second with one out. Quinn Cotton is ready to step into the right-hander's batter's box after this meeting adjourns. And the home plate umpire, Joe Caraco, heads out to the mound. Says it's about time.
Well, it's always great about these Cape League games is there's no commercial breaks or anything like that, so we don't have a clock, saying how long we have to wait. So we get these games over in 2.5 hours. The MLB is around 30 minutes longer at 3 hours, so Caraco just trying to move things along as, after all, that is their second job there is to call the game and then keep the game moving along.
First pitch is swung on and chopped over to second. Short, this could be two. Flip to second for one. Back on to first. Not in time. Quinn Cotton beats out the throw to first by a very slim margin. So runners on the corners with 2 outs as he chopped a grounder over to Cam Thompson over at shortstop. He tossed the second Casals, and Casals made a nice relay throw to first, but it wasn't quite in time to get the speedy Quinn Cotton. So now runners on first and third, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. First pitch is cut on and missed. Count no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 offering from Murphy in the dirt. Debo had trouble locating it, but gets up to get that. And it's a wild pitch as the runner on first, Quinn Cotton, advances to second.
Yeah, Debo did a good job there. That missed almost in the other's batter's box on a fastball, too. So it's coming in hot right at him and able to just move the body over, keep the ball from going to the backstop, and keep Young at third.
The 1-1 pitch misses outside. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. So Cotton on second and Young on third. 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning, the 2-1 pitch cut on and missed at a breaking ball low and inside. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners and Red Sox tied at 1 aside.
Right on the hands right there on Conkenon. As tied him up there for a second.
Two offering to Conkenon in the dirt. Nicely blocked by Debo, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. First base is open with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. 3-2 offering, swung on and lifted into left center field for a base hit. Scoring is Young, rounding third, and scoring as well is Cotton. It's a 2 RBI single from Charlie Concannon, and the YD Red Sox are up on a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, just kind of squibbed it out to shallow left center. Thompson going back, raising the glove to try to get it, but just enough out of the reach of Thompson and right in the between Gallon, so nothing he could do there.
And here's the cleanup hitter, Andrew Doshbeck. Concannon on first, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. A 3-1 YD Red Sox lead. First pitch is swung on and lifted to deep right field. Headed back to the wall is Rivera. It's over his head and 1 hops the wall. Rounding third is Concannon. He'll score. And it's a RBI double from Andrew Doshbeck. And the YD Red Sox have taken a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, first pitch fastball was just hammered over the head of Rivera. Unfortunately, he threw it straight into second.
Number 5, the catcher from the University of Arizona, Matthew.
So now a runner on second in the top of the fifth. 3 runs in for the YD Red Sox.
Josh Mack picks up his first Cape League hit and his first Cape League RBI in the same at-bat.
First pitch to Dyer, misses low for ball 1. A breaking ball. Count 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 offering is cut on and fouled off. Count 1 ball and 1 strike.
Dyer 4 for 8 on the season, does have 2 RBIs under his belt. Trying to pick up his third here.
The 1-2 pitch is a high chopper over to third, fielded by Eichhoff. Will throw across the diamond for the final out, but not before the YD Red Sox strike 3 times and take a 4-1 lead over the Harwich Mariners. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back in the bottom half of the fifth inning, as the Harwich Mariners trail the YD Red Sox 3-1. New pitcher for the YD Red Sox is, it's not a new pitcher. Kaufman back out on the mound.
In the bottom of the 6th inning, the catcher, number 35 from NC State, Brad Debo.
Another pitcher who is also listed with the same number. But Brad Debo steps into the left-hander's batter's box. First pitch is swung on and fouled off towards the YD dugout. Count 1 ball and no strikes. The 0-1 offering misses low in the count 1 ball and 1 strike to Debo. Mariners trail the Red Sox 4-1. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Base path's empty, no outs. The 1-1 pitch misses low and inside. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Debo walked his first time up back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 2-1 pitch misses outside. Count 3 balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting catcher. The 3-1 offering misses low for ball 4, and Brad Debo works his second walk of the night.
Number 3, the shortstop from Kansas State, Cam Thompson.
And the 9-hitter in the Harwich Mariners order, Cam Thompson, set to step into the left-hander's batter's box. Thompson grounded into a double play his first time up. Was a tailor-made double play ball right to second base. Looking to change things in the bottom of the fifth inning. Debo leads off of first base. As the Mariners trail by 3 in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch to Thompson. Clips the inside corner, count, no balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 offering. Cut on and missed from Thompson, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Debo leads off first. No outs, bottom of the 5th inning. The 0-2 pitch misses outside, count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a big opportunity here for the Mariners after giving up a 3 spot on the top half of the inning, maybe to scratch 1 across after the leadoff walk by Brad Debo.
At least be important to advance him to second base. The 1-2 offering misses upstairs, count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaufman, the control has been okay tonight through 71 pitches. 38 strikes, 33 balls, not outstanding by any means. The 2-2 pitch swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. As Cam Thompson is aboard with no outs in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and now the runners on first and second for the Harwich Mariners as the top half of the order comes around.
The center fielder, number 4 from Boston
And
College.
just what you want from your 9 hitter. I think that's why Anchor trusts Cam Thompson. He was there early in the year to kind of just produce at the bottom of the Harwich Mariners lineup.
So Chris Gallen, the leadoff man, stands in the right-hander's batter's box. So all of a sudden the Mariners threatening a bit in the bottom of the 5th. The first pitch swung on and driven to deep right center field. The right fielder Cotton moves over and makes the catch. Debo opts not to tag as he stays at second base.
It was a strong throw from Cotton out in right field, so I don't know if he would have made it or not. Cotton was able to get behind the ball after he read it perfectly. Had to move a couple steps over and was able to get some momentum going his way on the throw.
Number 19, the left fielder.
So 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Norman.
And Ben Norman steps into the left-hander's batter's box. He's 0 for 2 on the day, 3 for 9 total during his time on Cape Cod. First pitch is swung on and a high fly ball to left field. Prees moves in a couple of steps and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So after the Mariners put 2 runners on base, on the following 2 pitches, the next 2 batters are retired.
Number 10, the designated hitter from the University of Virginia, Tanner Morris.
And the first pitch to Norman misses low for ball 1. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. 4-1, YD Red Sox lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch misses low, count 1 ball and 1 strike. Excuse me, 2 balls and no strikes to Tanner Morris. 2-0 offering. This is outside. Count 3 balls and no strikes to Tanner Morris. Morris, somebody who has a lot of experience with walks. He walked more times than he struck out this past season. Head in the count, 3 balls and no strikes against Carl Kaufman. 3-0 offering. Automatic strike right down the middle. Count 3-1. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. 3-1 pitch misses low and outside. And it's a walk. Bases loaded for the Harwich Mariners with 2 outs. Here comes the cleanup hitter, Andre Lipsius.
Big RBI spot here for Lipsius.
13, the first baseman from the
He's already singled tonight, so
Andre Lipsius.
he's got 2 RBIs on the year.
He's had some big hits already this season.
Key double back in the first game. Win over Orleans.
First pitch to Lipsius misses upstairs. Count 1 ball and no strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Tying run on first base for the Harwich Mariners. One-0 pitch misses inside, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. And Kaufman has lost the strike zone in the bottom of the 5th.
He's throwing a couple inside. I'm wondering if Lipsius, that one almost hit him. I was thinking, might stick out a chicken wing or something like that and take one for the team and score a run.
Seen a couple of times in college baseball and even professionally when the umpires won't let him go to first. As the 2-0 pitch is swung on and a line over to shortstop. A diving play by Waddell saves a base hit. And 2 runs as well, as the Harwich Mariners are unable to cash in with the bases loaded. And they trail 4-1 after 5 innings of play. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back to the top half of the 6th inning as the YD Red Sox are on top of the Harwich Mariners 4-1. New pitcher for the Harwich Mariners is Cal Kruger out of the University of Indiana. Excuse me, Indiana University, IU. First pitch misses low for ball 1. I know my former broadcasting partner, David Sugarman, would be upset with me.
Cody Zeller was listening too, he might be angry.
The 1-0 pitch misses outside. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. David, of course, is from Indiana University. 2-0 pitch swung on a line into center field for a base hit. The leadoff man aboard for the YD Red Sox. That's Micah Prees.
Number 33, the third baseman from the University of Arizona, Nick Quintana.
And Nick Quintana steps into the right-hander's batter's box. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Count 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch misses low again. Count 2 balls and no strikes. And Cal Kruger does not have a good sense for the zone as he enters the game. 4 balls, just 1 strike. The 2-0 pitch misses upstairs and inside. Count 3 balls and no strikes. So Prees on first. Quintana in the right-hander's batter's box. Top half of the 6th inning, 4-1. YD Red Sox lead. 3-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Quintana has struggled since arriving on the Cape, just 2 for 14. The 3-1 delivery swung on and a hard chopper over to third. Throwing a second for 1, back on a first, a double play. Nicely turned Eichhardt to Casals to Lipsius. It's a 5-4-3 double play, and all of a sudden there are 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
That's a great job on Eichhoff. He was expecting almost to jump up on him. Was able to stay down on the ball. Throw an accurate throw over to second for Casals. Nicely turned there.
Only thrown 2 strikes in the inning, but he has 2 outs as the first pitch to the 8-hitter Luke Waddell. This is outside. Waddell, of course, made the fantastic play at the end of the bottom of the 5th inning that saved at least 1 run, possibly 2 or more. The inning still would have been alive for the Mariners. 1-0 pitch is swung on and driven out towards left field, foul and out of play.
I put a big star in my scorebook because that could be a play we'll look back on. I mean, that was an incredible catch by Waddell just to read that, and full extension layout. Almost an SC top 10 there if we got that one on video. Send that one in.
The 1-1 pitch misses inside. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Just 4 strikes, 7 balls from Kruger as the 2-1 is fouled off. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 offering swung on and missed, struck him out. As Young goes down swinging at the end of 5.5, it is the Mariners 1 and the Red Sox 4. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back to White House Field in the bottom half of the 6th inning. New pitcher for the YD Red Sox is Tristan Baker. Baker out of Western Carolina University, a junior this past season. And he struggled mightily on the mound. 7.36 ERA and an 80 2/3 innings of work. He allowed 120 hits and 31 walks. The whip is at 1.87.
Already made an appearance so far with the Red Sox. One game, pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. The native from Charlotte, North Carolina, decided to stay home and play his college baseball in Greenville, North Carolina.
And Nate Eichhoff steps into the left-hander's batter's box. I mentioned this earlier, but Eichhoff still without a hit on the Cape as the first pitch is fouled off. But he does have a number of walks. He's reached base 2 times today via walk and 2 times earlier before this game, so has 4 walks in the season.
Excuse me, actually East Carolina is in Greenville. I read that one wrong. I thought I said East Carolina, not Western.
The 0-1 pitch is fouled off, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Eichhoff.
Another score update. Bourne Braves up 7-0 over the Birds now. The Orleans Birds, Firebirds, in the top half of the 9th inning.
The 0-2 pitch. This is outside. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Right now, Orleans and Harwich with the same record of 1-1. However, Orleans ahead of us due to the run differential.
The 1-2 pitch, cut on a miss, struck him out. Eichhoff goes down swinging. And there's 1 away in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And now it's the 6th hitter, Danny Casals, who steps up into the right-hander's batter's box. Casals has the team's only RBI today as he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. It was a 2-hopper over to Luke Waddell, who threw to third base with the bases loaded. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Casals 2 for 8 so far on Cape Cod. 2 RBIs. A 1-1 pitch cut on and hit sharply over to shortstop. Waddell fields and throws over to first for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 down from the Harwich Mariners in the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the 7-hitter, Gabe Rivera.
Waddell's really putting on a show right now. I mean, he's showing his range to everybody in the crowd right now. That was a little more tops up the middle. He's a little more in the hole. Moving a couple steps over and putting away Casals for out number 2.
First pitch to Gabe Rivera. It's the outside corner, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Rivera came into this game 4 for 8 in Cape Cod League play. But he struck out twice tonight as the 0-1 pitch in the lower part of the zone. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. Rivera was swinging wildly at some pitches that were low, but he takes the first 2 pitches of this at-bat, and the 0-2 pitch well high and out of the zone. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 offering swung on and fouled off.
Pushing out some of the coaches down there. Scott Pickler sitting on a bucket of balls. Of course, won 3 of the last 4 Cape League championships the YD Red Sox have.
The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled off. And Tristan Baker's had a pretty solid 2/3 of an inning of work. And Rivera calls time.
Almost a delayed call there by the home plate umpire. Hadn't really yet granted it, but seemed like he was already off the mound.
1-2 pitch swung on and fouled off. Barely got a piece of it, but he stays alive in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
course, Brewster being the reigning champs of the Cape Leagues. As you said before, late start time to that game. They're actually up 5-0 over the Anglers. Still searching for their first win this year.
1-2 pitch swung on it, driven down the right field line, curving foul. Just misses the foul line by a foot or two. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rivera. That would have been at least 2 bases for Gabe Rivera.
Yeah, since he's a right-hander, he's going to be slicing the whole time and just missed by about a foot. Foul.
He digs back into the right-hander's batter's box. 1-2 offering in there for strike 3 as Gabe Rivera goes down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. So at the end of 6 innings of play, it is the Harwich Mariners 1 and the YD Red Sox 4. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
And welcome back inside the broadcast booth. The top half of the 7th inning is about to get underway as the YD Red Sox hold a 4-1 lead over the Mariners. And second baseman Taylor Young from Louisiana Tech will start things off. He is 0 for 1 so far, struck out in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 5th. As he advanced from 1st to 3rd, or excuse me, 1st to 2nd on a pass ball, and then later got driven in. So off-speed pitch is downstairs for ball 1. Cal Kruger back on the mound for the Mariners. Ready. As a fastball check swing, but in there anyway for a strike. So count evens now at 1-2. Kruger, as I said before, making his 2nd appearance on the Cape League so far. As pitch misses down, so 2-1 now to the right-hander. Stefan stretch. Kruger showing bunt there as ball rolls foul. Trying to bunt behind Eichhoff's back there as he's playing back behind the base. However, now with 2 strikes, and he will hit away.
Taylor Young does an exceptional job at protecting the plate. One of the hardest players in college baseball to strike out.
So he waits the 2-2 now as he digs in. The payoff pitch is downstairs in the dirt as Debo has to go down and block it. So count runs full. The 3-2. That is popped out towards the first base side. Debo's going to give a look. However, it runs too far into the stands. So they'll do it again here. No runs scored last inning by either side. 3 runs scored in the 5th inning is what sets apart the Red Sox and the Mariners. As the 3-2 is chopped foul. Eichhoff gave it a look as he turned to his right. Maybe looking to show another spectacular play after the foul catch he had at foul ground earlier. So they'll do it again here as the 3-2. Kruger shaking off. Debo gets his sign now. As he's set, and he fires. The 3-2 is off the end of the bat, as that will drop into left center for a base hit. As he took second, looking towards second for a second, but took a big turn there, but decides to hold that one. So a leadoff single by the Red Sox as they look to stretch their lead now. That's the 6th hit tonight.
It's a really good piece of hitting by Taylor Young, driving that ball into left center field. Not quite enough power to hit the gap and go for multiple bases, but it was still a good piece of hitting.
So Zach Ashford, the leadoff man, steps in. And from the left side, throw to first, back in diving safely is Young. Five stolen bases in total for the YD Red Sox on the season. As the first pitch is chopped over to Lipsius. Lipsius picks up on one hop, throw over to second. Back on to first is not in time, but they'll get the force out at second. So leadoff man is out.
Nicely done by Lipsius over at first base, getting the lead runner. This, of course, would have been a much easier play just to step on first, but prevents the runner from getting into scoring position for the YD Red Sox.
So Quinn Cotton, the right fielder, steps in towards the back end of the batter's box, wearing number 27. Off-speed pitch is in there for a strike.
He's got a couple pairs of batting gloves, has one pair on, and then has one glove in each of his back pockets.
Maybe some superstition. We'll have to find out about that one, but as 0-1 is hacked over and rolled over towards the third base dugout. Ashford does have some speed. He has 2 stolen bases this year, been caught once. Actually picked up a stolen base last night against Orleans. As he went 1 for 5 with 2 runs yesterday, as the 0-2 is fouled off the catcher, Debo. So they'll do it again here. Quinn Cotton 0 for 3 tonight. Did get a fielder's choice back in the 5th and ended up scoring. As the 1-2 that is fouled off again towards the backstop. So again, YD Red Sox lead 4-1 in the top half of the 7th inning. Zach Ashford on first. After the leadoff single by Young, and then the fielder's choice by Ashford. So the 0-2, as check swing got him, and the throw down to second from Debo is in time, and they get him. Strike him out, throw him out. That's how we're going to end the inning, as the YD Red Sox lead 4-1 heading into the bottom half of the 7th. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back inside the broadcast booth after the 7th inning stretch. And Take Me Out to the Ball Game has been sung. Sun almost sitting down here at White House Field. Light's going to take full effect pretty soon, as it is Brad Debo, the catcher, has now recorded an at-bat tonight after 2 walks.
It's kind of similar stat line to Nate Eichhoff. Debo 0 for 3 in his time on the gate, but he has 3 walks, so the on-base percentage at .500.
So Debo takes ball 1 in the dirt. As a 1-0. That is popped out into shallow left center. Waddell gets called off by Prees, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So 1 away for Baker. He's back on for his 2nd inning of work.
Number 3, the shortstop from Kansas State, Cam Thompson.
As it is the shortstop, Cam Thompson.
Yes, it just went in.
Okay.
As the first pitch is hammered down the left side, foul, unfortunately. So first strike for Baker. A lefty-lefty matchup here from the windup. The 0-1. 0-1 is hammered out towards center field. Looking back is Ashford, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. As he turned back and headed towards the track, but was able to cover some ground and make the catch.
Number 4, the center fielder from Boston College.
As now they top the order now here with 2 down. Mariners trail here 4-1 in the late innings. As Gallen shows bunt, but takes ball 1. Quintana not in on the bunt, and he'll stay behind the base, so. As Baker left-hander. From the windup, Gallen shows no bunt. As he takes a fastball in there for strike 1. As he gets set now, the 1-1. He fires and cut on and missed. Gallen couldn't catch up with that one, as he's in the hole now, 1-2. From the windup, he deals. That is chopped over towards the first base dugout. And he'll do again here, 1-2. So no man on with 2 down. Trying to mount the comeback here as they're down 4-1. In there for strike 3. Gallen goes down looking on strikes. So quick half inning there, as that will do it for the end of the 7th. As the Harwich Mariners trail 4-1. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And we'll go back inside White House Field as things about set for the top half of the 8th inning. New pitcher on the mound. It is Peter Bavenzi.
And Peter Bavenzi is a pitcher who has struggled with his control in the past at the University of Richmond and pitched to the Northwoods League last season and walked 13 batters in 9 2/3 innings. This season, he did quite well with his allowing hits in terms of that. He only allowed 3 hits this season in 6 innings of work, but he allowed a number of walks. And then he struggled versus YD in the exhibition game on Friday night. Seeing if he can get some revenge against YD in the first official game of the season. That game of no importance.
So Cal Kruger's night is done. Final stat line for him is 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no earned, and 2 strikeouts to go along with that. So Bavenzi will start off against the first baseman, Charlie Concannon. 1 for 2 tonight. Had an RBI single back in the 5th and ended up scoring. As that has been the story so far, is he'll take ball 1. Big 5th inning for the Red Sox has set them apart from the Mariners as he waits the 1-0 from Bavenzi. That one bounces in the dirt, so count moves to 2-0. So no man on with no out here with the leadoff man. Set from the stretch is Bavenzi. From the belt, the 2-0. That one is hacked over towards third, scooped up by Eichhoff. Eichhoff throws across the diamond for out number 1. So mark that 5-3 in your scorebook, as there is quickly 1 away here in the top half of the 8th inning. Bavenzi trying to keep this YD lineup at bay from scoring any more runs, as they already up 3 over the Mariners. As Andrew Daschbach heads in, the DH. He doubled with an RBI in the 5th and is 1 for 3 tonight. In his Cape League debut, as first pitch off-speed pitch just misses downstairs for ball 1.
Bavenzi's had a bit of a hard time finding the strike zone early on. 3 balls and 1 strike since entering. But the strike was an important strike because he got a ground out.
Maybe a little nerves right now. His first appearance on the Cape. As that one misses low as well. So 2-0 now to the cleanup man. Daschbach in the right side, righty. Bavenzi fires, fastball in the half for strike 1. So count is 2-1 now. Here with 1 down in the top half of the 8th inning. It's a 2-1 to Daschbach. Check swing, but is inside, so 3-1 now to the right-hander. Red Sox scored 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Mariners scored one run on 2 hits and have an error as well. Reads the scoreboard in right center. So the 3-1 to Daschbach. Misses low, and he'll take his base. So 1-out walk for the Red Sox, as Daschbach's on base for the 2nd time tonight. As they'll bring up the catcher now, Matthew Dyer. He found base back on the 4th with a walk, but otherwise a quiet night. He struck out in the 2nd, and he grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. So looking for his first hit tonight with Daschbach off of first. Bavenzi in the stretch now. Looks over towards first, gets the sign. Brings his glove back down to the belt as he readies the righty-righty matchup. Unable to squeeze down his Debo, but it's in there for a strike anyway, so count moves to 0-1. Double play could end the inning here with a runner on first. As Dyer waits the 0-1. Off-speed pitch just above the letters. So it came in, so evens now at 1-1. Dyer went 1 for 3 with an RBI and 2 walks in yesterday's loss to Orleans. Lost with a tying run just 90 feet away, as that one is off the end of the bat towards short. Picked up by Thompson, thrown over to second. On to first as it gets away from Lipsius and head towards the screen in front of the dugout, but Dyer will stay at first, so they get the force out at second. So it'll be two-way now in the top half of the 8th inning.
Lucky break for the Mariners that ball did not go out of play. Otherwise would have allowed Dyer to go to second base automatically.
So Mike Capri's stepping in now with two-way here in the top half of the 8th inning. Mariners trail here 4-1. Benzie looks towards first. Gets the sign out from Debo. Righty-lefty going towards second now. The throw from Debo is in time, and they get him. So Debo throws out another runner. That is his third tonight. And that will end the top half of the 8th inning as the Mariners find themselves down here 4-1. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back inside the broadcast booth as the latter half of the 8th inning is about to begin as the outs are running down now with only 6 outs left for the Mariners to tie up this game down 4-1 here at the start. As showing bunt there, but pulls it back is Ben Norman. Takes a ball, so the 1-0.
Norman yet to get a hit on the evening. 0 for 3 on the Cape so far, 3 for 10 though.
Shows bunt again, but pulls it back as that one looked to miss below the knees. So hitters count now 2-0 as Quintana is a little on the grass. He's playing in line with a base at third. 2-0 to Norman as he waves at that one, but unable to catch up with that one in the top of the zone. As the count goes to 2-1. Baker on the mound again for the Red Sox. As the 2-1 to Norman is in there at the bottom of the zone. Count goes to 2-2 now. Go a long way if this Mariners team could get Norman on and collect a couple hits. At least scratch at least 1 or 2 across. It's a 2-2 as he waves at that one. One-hand release gets him for a strikeout, so goes down swinging for the second time tonight, as it is Tanner Morris now, the designated hitter.
And while Baker struggled this past season, he is off to a fantastic start tonight. 2 1/3 innings of work. now allowed no hits at all.
As Morris takes a cut at the first one. So the 0-1 there. As the Capely can just change some guys. They'll step up to the occasion as a curveball misses top of the zone. So evens at 1-1 for Morris. Morris reached on an error in the fourth and scored. Walked in the fifth. However, slider in there for a strike 2. Morris in the hole now, 1-2. Here with one down in the top half of the 8th inning. Mariners trying to claw their way back as Morris puts that one in the back of the screen, so they'll do it again.
Actually, 7 in a row retired from Baker. The last time the Mariners had an opportunity was with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th inning. They got Andre Lipsius to line out over to short with a fantastic play by Waddell.
The 1-2 is slicing foul over towards the batting cage in left field. So Morris staying alive here as he heads in now back into the box, taps home plate twice and gets ready lefty-lefty. Fastball is in there for strike 3 on the outer half. Blown away, got him, so Morris goes down looking. That is back-to-back strikeouts for Baker. Make that 3 in a row. Heading back to last half inning. As they're now 2 away here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So Lipsius steps on the right side. As that one bounces at 59 feet. The fastball does, so be there for ball 1. Lipsius singled back in the 4th. As he's 1 for 3 tonight, extending his hit streak. As he fouls that one back into the screen. As a lefty-righty matchup here. Off-speed pitch is there. Anthony's again. So count goes to 1-2. Really spotting an off-speed well tonight is Baker. He's been throwing the slider and curveball mix-up, it looks like, for strikes. Keeping it low in the zone and bearing it as that one is chopped over in between short and third. Picked up by Quintana. He'll throw on to first, and Lipsius is retired. So 1-2-3 inning here for Baker as the Mariners will take back the field as the end of 8. It is 4-1 YD Red Sox. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And welcome back inside the broadcast as the top half of the 9th inning. As the YD Red Sox are up 4-1 over the Harwich Mariners. Peter Bavenzi back on for another inning. He's been asked to be the workhorse for the end of this game as Micah Priest leads things off. 6, 7, 8 hitters up for the Red Sox. Priest is 2 for 3 tonight with 2 singles. He popped out back in the 4th. So stepping in the left side now. A little bit of an open stance. Fastball misses down for ball 1. From the stretch, fastball misses up. So count goes to 1-1 now, or 2-0, excuse me, now. As he waits the 2-0 pitch, fastball just misses again, so things go 3-0. Here is Bevenzi about to yield a leadoff walk.
And Bevenzi, despite the fact he pitched an inning and didn't allow a single hit, he has just 4 strikes thrown, 11 balls.
As he finally finds the zone there for a strike 1, as Priest was about to walk towards first, second, but
did look a little bit low to me, but he gets the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire, Joe Caraco, longtime Cape League umpire.
So the 3-1 is lined in between the hole and first and second, and I'll have a hit into the right side of the field. So leadoff single, as Priest now 3 for 4 tonight. He is absolutely mashing tonight, spraying the ball all over the park.
He's done a fantastic job for YD. Has actually more hits than the Mariners do. Mariners have struggled to plate. They have 7 base runners. They've gotten 5 walks, but just 2 base hits for Harwich tonight.
So with Priest on first, Nick Quintana steps in. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded to a 5-4-3 double play back in the 6th. Flew out in the 4th and lined out in the 2nd. Throw over to first is as Priest dives in safely. As Quintana waits the first pitch from Bevenzi, as that one is popped up to the right side of the diamond. Lipsius and Debo on to chase as Lipsius calls him off in foul ground, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So the struggles this season for Quintana continue, as he's only batting 167 heading into the game. And now he is 0 for 4. That is Luke Waddell at the plate. 1 for 3 tonight. Singled and scored in the 3rd. As the first pitch misses low for ball 1. Waddell makes some great defensive plays tonight for the Red Sox.
Possibly a turning point in the game. Back in the 5th inning, the line out to short ended the inning with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Could have scored 1 run, 2 runs, possibly more, as the inning would have continued for the Mariners, but instead he ended it right there. After that, the starting pitcher for YD, Kaufman, exited the game, and Baker came in, and he's pitched 3 flawless innings since.
As Bevenzi fired a fastball in the outer half for a strike 1. Count even to Waddell at 1-1. Running off towards second as a hit and run was on, and has fouled off towards the right side.
Awfully gutsy call to go. If that ball isn't fouled off, Debo has already thrown out 3 runners, as you said earlier. I would not test his arm once more.
I think that's why I think Waddell's maybe swinging. I think they're not going to be doing any stealing, taking, batter's not going to take a pitch and let him steal, because Debo's arm has been unbelievable tonight, as you said before. As the pitch is swung on in the dirt, and Debo throws down a second and strike him out, throw him out. That's the 2nd time tonight.
4th runner caught stealing from Debo.
Any scouts in the crowd, they'll be liking that. It's 4 runners thrown out. So that ended here in the top half of the 9th inning. Mariners look to bat and put a 3 spot on the board. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. And we'll go back inside the broadcast booth at White House Field. It is the bottom half of the ninth inning, so last chances here for the Mariners to tie this one up as they're down 4-1. Nate Eichhoff, just the man you might want up. He has walked twice tonight and struck out in the sixth as he swings at the first pitch for strike one.
5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Harwich Mariners.
If we can find a way on, might jump start things to sooner, but Baker's been unhittable. A check swing by Eichhoff. He lays off for ball one.
This is a guy who struggled during college, but he has found his groove tonight. 9 batters face, 9 batters down.
As an off-speed pitch finds the zone on the inside half, so 1-2 to Eichhoff. It'll be a 12-out save then. Fastball misses low and away, so count evens now at 2-2.
Not sure that's going to be an official save, but usually 6 outs is around the limit. The scorekeeper can then use his or her discretion.
As a 2-2 to Eichhoff is chopped over down the first base line as it kicks foul. Looks like the topspin on that one might have pushed it foul a little bit as it heads towards the grass. But a half, Eichhoff sprints out of the box. As he now walks back now, and they'll do it again. So Mariners trying to mount a comeback, down 4-1 here in the bottom half of the ninth inning. As Eichhoff, the leadoff man at bat. He's got a 2-2 count on him. A 2-2 to Eichhoff. Swung on and miss as Baker climbs the ladder on him. And he picks up yet another strikeout.
His 6th strikeout on the day. He has been outstanding. And while Kaufman only allowed 2 hits, he had the 5 walks. So again, he ran into trouble with his pitch location. Baker has been absolutely perfect. 10 up and 10 down.
He struck out 4 of the last 5, spanning 3 innings as Danny Casals steps in. Swings at a first pitch and tipped into the mitt of Dyer for a strike one.
All the Mariners need is get a couple of base runners and they give themselves a shot, but it's going to be very tough to do versus Baker.
As Baker's fastball runs away from him as it goes upstairs for ball one.
From a guy who's a junior looking to get drafted next year, which is his senior year, it'll be great to get this look from scouts.
As the 1-1 from Baker is in there for a strike. As I said before, he's really spotting that well. That off-speed pitch on the other half. As the 1-2 to Casals. This is high and outside for ball 2. Count evens now at 2-2. As darkness is upon us at White House Field. The 2-2 to Casals is popped out towards the right side above the first base dugout.
Again, the Mariners only with 2 hits tonight, one of which was from Cam Thompson. It was a big base hit. Kept the inning alive.
He's in the 9-hole, so if you can get to him, it'll be very good here with the 2-2 to Casals. Misses low, so count runs full.
Other one from Andre Lipsius, who had a single back in the 4th inning.
And he had one robbed from him too, so Lipsius could have 2 hits today. As the 3-2 to Casals misses high and away, so showing some life here in the bottom half of the 9th inning as Casals works a walk. A 7-pitch walk.
And it'll also be interesting to see how Baker does. Baker's been working out of the windup all night long. First time he's had to work out of the stretch, so we'll see if anything changes now that he has to work out of the stretch.
Might be put out of his comfort zone now, yielding his first walk of the evening, as it is the Hurricane, Gabe Rivera. So you have to get things going here on the right side. One away. Casals leading off at first after working that walk. As Rivera takes ball 1 outside.
Rivera 0 for 3 tonight with 3 strikeouts, looking to turn that around.
Make things up here with a single or a hit. As it waits the 1-0 lefty-righty matchup, Rivera swung on and miss. That's his second time seeing Baker, so maybe learn some things from the last at-bat for he struck out. So the 1-1 Rivera is fouled off into the screen. Count goes 1-2. From the stretch here is Baker. Reading it for the side, comes set at the belt. The 1-2. Rivera flies that one out to shallow right center. Moving over towards the right side is Cotton. He'll be on to make the catch, so puts down in play. However, right at Cotton. So that is out number 2 as the Mariners are now down to their final out here in the bottom half of the 9th inning, trailing 4-1. As Brad Debo steps in, the left side, the catcher from NC State.
And even with a base hit here from Debo, a tying run would come to the plate for the Mariners. The Mariners are not out of this game, despite the fact they're down by 3 with 2 outs in the 9th.
Debo's also walked twice tonight as a check swing there. As he did not go. So Debo heading out 1-0 against Baker. The lefty matchup. Off-speed pitch is swung on and miss. Dyer unable to squeeze that one, but lands right in front of home plate as digging in the mound is Baker. He tries to close this game out for the Red Sox.
We've seen some good pitching performances on the Cape in the first 4 games. This may be the best we've seen.
As the 1-1 bounces and knocks off the mask, heading towards second is Casals. Throw is in time, and Casals is thrown out by Dyer. So that'll do things here at White House Field as the Mariners lose this one by a final score of 4-1 to the YD Red Sox. Austin, what'd you see out of tonight from this Mariners team?
It was a team that couldn't buy a base hit tonight. They had a couple of base hits off of Kaufman in the first 5 innings. They also had 5 walks, but in terms of actually getting base hits, they had just 2 of them. And they needed a lot more than that if they were going to get the win tonight. They ended up scoring a run, got it on a fielder's choice, but you know, if things had gone differently, I think especially with that line drive over to the left side when Waddell made the incredible diving play. If things go differently there, I think the Mariners possibly could have come back and won this game, and the game goes in a totally different direction. But the Mariners were unable to get a hit there, and after that, Baker closed the door in a big way, faced 12 batters, or 13 batters, got 12 outs, didn't actually have to face the 13th batter in Debo. So it was a fantastic performance from Baker. I think the best performance we've seen on the entire Cape.
And one of the best bullpenning games we've seen this year, as the run has not scored since the 5th inning. And the big 5th inning by the Red Sox separates them from the Mariners in this game. So tomorrow we'll see you guys here at 5:30 as the Mariners are back home. Let's see if their fortunes can change against Wareham as Ty Buckner will take the hill for the Harwich Mariners. So that'll do it for us inside the broadcast booth at White House Field. Harwich Mariners fall to the YD Red Sox. So a final score of 4-1. And for my broadcast partners, Austin Rooney, I'm Thomas Inzerla. We say so long from White House Field.